Good morning, traders. This is Jim Comiskey coming to you live on Friday, October the 7th at about 9:15 or so. I apologize. I come to you contrite. There's apparently, well, I see the comments. Okay. First of all, I got to do this legal thing. The opinions I'm about to express are mine and mine alone. Okay, and are not necessarily shared by MF Global or a lot of people in the comments section. Again, I want to back up a little bit here, okay? Kind of a reverse rant. First of all, with regards to my reading the Herman Cain Wikipedia write-up, just his resume, I'm not endorsing Herman Cain. I don't have the power to endorse anybody for president, okay? Yeah, obviously these are my opinions, but I just read his resume, and I just said, yeah, I'm a main man. He's accomplished many things in his life. Would he make a good president? I don't know. In terms of his economic policies, apparently he's very Keynesian. I didn't know that. I mean, hell, we're 14 months away from an election here, and I have not looked into all the candidates that closely yet. It's as simple as that. I just read the man's resume in response to a comment that was written about Herman Cain. Okay, I do feel as though Ron Paul is the most intelligent man on the stage, and I don't think he'll be elected because, yeah, a lot of it has to do with the mainstream media just hating the man. I don't know why. Okay, I said maybe it's some kind of bias with regards to his age or his perceived crankiness, or I don't know why, or his libertarian views. He is very intelligent. I'll say that. With regards to me using the word kook to describe the Occupy Wall Street Now people, that was wrong of me, and I do apologize. Okay, look, this is America. You can do anything you want when you get up in the morning. If you want to go hang out at LaSalle and Jackson and stand around and protest, I went down, true. Yesterday afternoon, I went down and I started talking to some of these people. Okay, there's some highly intelligent people there, first of all. And then there's your normal, back against the building, sitting on the sidewalk kind of people. But if they want to be effective in terms of a protest, I mean, they really don't know what they're protesting. If they were protesting against, say, banks, fine, that's legitimate. I would join their protest. But let me read you an unofficial list of their demands. Okay, I was going to go to this last, but I want to clear the air here first, guys. Keep one thing in mind. Okay, I've been doing this, basically to try and help people like yourselves understand the fundamentals and the technicals that move the precious metals markets. Okay. I don't do this to like hurt people or to become even famous or popular and nothing. I do this to help traders, and I always have. But I came into this thing saying, all right, look, I'm going to have fun with this. Okay. I apologize. All right, and that's the last time I'm going to apologize. But okay, here. Now, this is a proposed list of demands for Occupy Wall Street, the Occupy Wall Street movement. This is user submitted. There's an administrative note here saying this is not an official list of demands because there is no official list of demands. Fair enough. Okay. Demand 1, restoration of the living wage. Cool. This demand can only be met by ending free trade by reimposing trade tariffs on all imported goods entering the American market. Oh man. Okay. That's Smoot-Hawley. They tried that in the 1930s. It led to a 10-year depression, basically. Demand 2, institute a universal single-payer health care system. All right. Well, demand 3, guarantee a living wage of income regardless of employment. Demand 4, free college education. I am all for that. I currently have three boys/men in college. Shout out to DePaul, Marquette, and Milwaukee School of Engineering. It'd be nice to have those bills paid. Demand 5, begin a fast-track process to bring the fossil fuel economy to an end while at the same time bringing the alternative energy economy up to energy demand. Okay. Demand 6, $1 trillion in infrastructure spending now. Well, I think we're pretty much trying that. Demand 7, $1 trillion in ecological restoration, planting forests, reestablishing wetlands and the natural flow of river systems, and decommissioning all of America's nuclear power plants. Decommissioning the nuclear power plants is not a good idea, okay? The price of energy would soar, as would the price of crude oil, as would the price of all the products that are made from crude. So I'm against that idea. It's demand 8, open borders migration. Anyone can travel anywhere to work and live. Demand 10, bring American elections up to international standards of paper ballot, precinct counted and recounted in front of an independent and party observer system. Well, that would take a while. Demand 11, immediate across-the-board debt forgiveness for all. Okay, demand 12, outlaw all credit reporting agencies. Okay. They're not kooks, but I disagree with a lot of these demands. I mean, you know, if the protest was about banks, fine. Now, there's certainly a distinction, although it's become blurred, between Wall Street and the banks. Once Glass-Steagall was repealed, they merged. Wall Street is the banks. Now, if people are protesting against the banks, say that, all right? And I would join their protest. You know why? Because the banks are the reason why basically the global economy, with few exceptions, is on its knees. Okay? Okay, the gold. Sorry about this, I never went there. Gold right now down 60 cents to 1652.70. Silver up 32 cents to 32.10. The copper up 5.30 to 329.95. I don't normally endorse this, but you know, I say you take a punt and go long copper. I just looked at a daily bar on it, and it's dramatically oversold. If you're trading on my rec, please use a tight stop. Okay. The dollar's down 46 to 78.63. European currency up 65 to 134.82. Okay, we'll start in Europe and move our way over to the U.S. Okay. Moody's this morning, they cut ratings on 12 UK banks, okay, saying it sees decreased likelihood of government support for smaller institutions in particular, but specifying the move does not reflect a deterioration of the financial strength of the banking system. They're kind of talking out of both sides of the mouth there. Royal Bank of Scotland, I just pulled them up. They're down 5% as we speak. There is a report that Britain's financial regulator is examining the bank's portfolio of commercial property loans. That could get good. Okay. The most notable banks that were cut were Lloyd's and Santander and the Nationwide Building Society. Okay. So, news out of London. Okay. As you know by now, September non-farm payrolls came out, painted the tapes at 103,000. We were looking for around 65 grand. The actual rate came in at 9.1% in line. Okay, by the way, that 103,000 includes 45,000 Verizon telecommunications workers. I still find it kind of incomprehensible that people that go on strike can get unemployment, but there you have it. If you dig between the headlines of unemployment, the U6 rate, okay, which is really the real unemployment rate, increased 0.3. Okay, it increased from 6.2% to 16.5%. That is the highest rate since December of 2010. Okay. For those of you that follow me, you know how bullish I am on the gold. You know how bullish I am on the silver. Okay, and copper. But yes, I do like copper here actually. There's numerous reasons that I'm bullish. The metals. Okay. Let me just read. Okay. By the way, Mervyn King, Bank of England Prez, he's warning that the current financial crisis is the worst ever and could be worse than the Great Depression. All right, that certainly bolsters safe haven demand for gold. The continuation of ultra-loose monetary policies, new rounds of QE, supportive of gold in all currencies. By the way, this is from Zero Hedge. It reads like a list that I would have written myself. However, I didn't write it. I just printed it. All right. In time, quantitative easing will be seen for what it is, bailing out banks and financial institutions in a form of currency debasement. There are continuing signs. This is good stuff, guys. Very significant demand of gold and silver from the Middle East, India, Vietnam, and China. in the month of August. There are reputable reports of shortages of gold bars in Hong Kong, Singapore, and Vietnam. There are reports also of shortages of silver in India. As you know, it is the Indian wedding season. Okay, and there's delays in delivery and rationing of silver coins internationally. In addition, the CME's their decision to increase the amount of gold accepted as collateral, and the London Clearinghouse ClearNet decision to allow gold bullion to be used as collateral shows that the financial system is increasingly seeing gold as an asset on par with cash and bonds. Okay, reasons to be long gold. You know, I think I've pretty much addressed this now. Good luck and God bless you guys. You know, hopefully you get a focus. You know, the guys out there. Yeah, we were talking on the desk on the way over here. Well, on my way over here. A lot of the movements do start out unorganized and disorganized. Certainly the Tea Party did, but they came into focus rather quickly. So we'll see. I mean, I guess this would almost be like the left version, Democrat version of the Tea Party. We'll see what happens. We'll see how it develops. Either way, we're in exciting days, okay? I'm going to read one comment here. A gentleman named Stoyan from Brisbane, Australia, okay? I believe that the market, well, thanks for the broad information. About the metals. I'm trading copper and it's not easy. No kidding. A lot of big and well-trained sharks out there. No kidding. Can you please spend some time explaining your view on the daily setup for the metals? All right, Stoyan, very quickly, I'm going to explain the pivot system for you. I'll shoot it to you in an email as well, but I'm going to explain it. All right, it's a good system for basically for maybe novices or, you know, even pros use it. Okay, and it becomes self-fulfilling prophecy a lot of times. Quickly. The pivot is derived by you take the high, the low, and the close from the day prior, divide it by 3. Okay? S1, support 1, is 2 times the pivot minus yesterday's high. Okay? S2 is the pivot minus the high minus the low. All right? The high minus the low being in parentheses. Okay? And that's support 1, support 2. Resistance is derived by 2 times the pivot minus yesterday's low, that's R1. R2 is the pivot plus the high minus the low, okay? And basically what you do is markets tend to migrate towards these support and resistance levels, okay? If you're below pivot, the system says you should be short, okay, and you should book profits above support, okay? If you take out S1, you get short again, okay? Take profits at S2, all right? R1, okay, basically, if you're above pivot, trading there for like a half-hour time window, you're going to want to be a buyer, okay, with the stop below the pivot, okay? Take profits of just under R1, all right? If it goes through R1, that resistance now becomes support, okay? So you get long again and get out at R2. That's a very simplified explanation of the pivot system. You know, if you'd like to discuss it further, Stoyan, just give me another email. Or give me a call at the desk, and that's probably not all that practical living in Brisbane with the hour difference, but or my email address if you'd all like to talk to me, and please, I hope I've made amends, is jcomiskey, just the letter J, COMISKEY at mfglobal.com, or do me a favor, give me a call. My number 888-800-5373. Always remember, trading commodities is inherently risky and not suitable for all investors. Look forward to resuming Comiskey's Corner on Monday morning. All right, and have a great weekend. I'm going to be coming back to you this afternoon with the results of the gold contest. And again, the prize is going out drinking gin with Jim Barrett. You have to buy the gin and arrange transport, but there is a little prize in it for you. Take care. I'll talk to you later.